So there's this colloquial language that we use that can be offensive, disrespectful, degrading, but it's being commonized.
Well, for me, I sometimes fumble and sometimes I say the wrong things. I would really appreciate it if somebody brought it to my attention. That is one way for me to learn. And if it wasn't brought up, I'm not aware of it, I cannot grow. Whether I change the next time I speak, that's my choice. But I would like to know if I was in the wrong. I am so appreciative of the times that somebody just nudged me and said, hey, that wasn't the right thing to say. And even something like master bedroom. We don't use the word master anymore. You're supposed to say main bedroom.
Oh, oh, that's
Yes,
a really interesting one. I've never thought about that.
yes. So one time I said master bedroom and the real estate person said, "Oh, we don't use that term anymore. We say main." I said, "Oh, gotcha. Okay." And I was so glad that they nudged me and mentioned that. Otherwise, I would never have known.
This is what I mean about those microaggressions. It's those little things, languages, and it has this subliminal impact, I'm sure.
Yes.
When I was addressing this with a group of emerging leaders in some training, some work I did recently, these were predominantly Indigenous emerging leaders, and we talked about some of the language that would creep in and where it comes from. And I referenced crack the whip to one of them. And this guy was did labouring kind of outside work, and he would often say to his team of workers, "Come on, let's crack the whip. I'm going to crack the whip." And I said, that has a slave connotation. That's where that comes
Right.
from.
Right.
And certainly there was a lot of Aboriginal people in the early days of colonisation in Australia that were used like slaves to clear land and set up farms and industry here. And he said, "Oh my goodness, I'm never using that term again. Now I know that where it comes from and how it's creeped into my colloquial language because I'm never using that again." And
Yeah,
we probably don't think
fascinating.
about the context of where those things come.